What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5-3. Man, I'm back again, man. I'm back again. Oh, man. Story time? Somewhat, yeah. I'm trying to see how to, where to go. You know what? I talk to a lot of my homies in LA. I talk to a lot of people, period, man. And a lot of people ask me about stuff that I did when I was in prison, how I went about doing it, even on the streets. You know what I'm saying? When I tell people all the time, I'm a general in my section. That status is not reached just because you've been around for a long time. You feel what I'm saying? No, you don't get those type accolades. You don't reach them type heights just because you've been there. No, you reach those type heights because of what you've done or what you've done or what you are doing while you are there or when you were there. That's how that go. You had to put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Or you were just another hat rack. A hat rack, just another name to write on the wall, extra. You feel what I'm saying? You pick the skills up of leadership in many different places, many different ways. I picked mine up through doing a lot of time in prison, dealing with so many different personalities, and a lot of times it go back to what you already have in you. A lot of people say leaders are born. Some people say no, leaders are made. I'm gonna let you do the math on that one and figure out where you wanna put that one. Me personally, I learned a lot of leadership skills in prison, dealing with a lot of difficult situations, observing a lot of difficult situations, and just checking out how the ups and downs and how things go. You feel what I'm saying? Especially, I used to always say, anybody who's done a whole lot of time and been in the mix a lot while they were doing their time, they qualify to be a counselor. They qualify, especially if you were in a leadership role. I'm not going to speak on my role in California prison. I'm going to speak on my role in the Alabama prison system. I was automatically thrust into a leadership role just based on where I'm from and the knowledge that I had on Crip. I wasn't a young Crip. I wasn't a young little homie. No, you know what I'm saying? I'm a rigid, I'm an OG for real. So when I got locked up in Alabama, a lot of the questions that, a lot of the young Crips in Alabama had, I had the answers to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been the type to make it up as I go or just tell dudes what I think they want to hear based on me wanting to look a certain type way or me wanting to be on a certain type status with these cats out here. Yeah, for sure. Man, I could have made up stuff. I could have told these little youngsters out here anything. They wouldn't have been able to dispute it because they not from the land. They would never have known. And see, that's the problem that a lot of dudes did out here and in different states too, all around the United States. Man, dudes would land there and dudes, back in the 80s, dudes didn't know if the status of these people that's saying they from this set, that set, they from South Central LA and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 80s, poof, they had stars in their eyes. Like, oh, man, this one of them LA gangbangers, They were like, ooh. Especially, if the homies had all the dope, was putting them down, giving them dope, and blah, 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 blah. During my time in Alabama, I talked to a lot of dudes, man, that had stuff mixed up, mashed up, messed up the whole wrong way. And, what they knew was false all the way around the table, on both sides of the fence, on the Crip and Blood side of the fence. A lot of stuff that these cats knew was not right in no shape, form, or fashion. So, a lot of my beginning years doing time in Alabama, I used to go through a lot of ups and downs trying to change the narrative that a lot of these youngsters had in their head on this Crip thing, because what they were doing or what they were thinking about it was just not right. Even had to sit down with a few of the little young blood dudes and show them, no, homie, that's no, who told you that? But anyway, a lot of times dealing with these dudes, they would always say, my OG. That was just their term, my OG. And to them, when they would make the statement, my OG, they were saying whoever the older dude was that told them whatever they were saying out their mouth at the time, what they knew. Now, a lot of them would say, man, they OG from Cali. Man, my OG from California said that. And they didn't know. A lot of times, they calling a dude that ain't even worthy to be called an OG and OG. You feel what I'm saying? Don't know nothing, wasn't about nothing. A lot of time, man, these dudes was on the run from LA for snitching. They was on the run for some scandalous they done did. They done got booted off the set, somebody trying to kill them or whatever, and they running. You know, they trying to get somewhere. So now here it is. They done packed, they mama done packed them up and shipped them way out to all these other states back then. And when they get there, of course, they still got their LA mentality. They still hollering they set. So now they're around a bunch of these dudes who really back then at this time don't know spit about the LA gang culture other than what they've heard in a rap song, read in a book, or seen on TV. So now here it is. Here's a dude saying he from there. And now this dude is out there filling their head with a bunch of lies, making himself seem like he's something that he ain't. And so now they don't know what to go with it. So whatever this dude told them, they just took it and ran with it. And it was a lot of time, whatever this dude was telling them was false because he didn't even know. You know? I used to have to deal with that all the time and try to straighten that mess up. Dudes popping up, taking 2-3 different sets and trying to smush them into one. And I'm like, no, ain't no such thing. Ain't no set called that. Now, if you have your own homegrown set with the name on it, that whatever you put on it from wherever you from, okay, that's your business. Can't nobody really speak on that one. But now, if you're trying to take 2-3 different LA sets and wherever state that you may be in and make it into one, you're wrong. No, people gonna say something about that. You can't pop up and talk about you from Fishbowl Mafia or Tumbleweed Gangsters and all that. Man, what is that? Oh, my OG said, man, your OG was a clown, homie. Straight up. You feel me? Off the bat. But anyway, I used to use the term, well, I use it because it's an old term. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I just had this conversation with one of my little young homies in LA because he was being placed into a position of leadership. He was being placed into a position of authority. And I was letting him know that that's not an easy job, homie. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people look at it like, oh, shoot, I'm the man now. I'm the one get to run the show. But it's not an easy job. Now, because you are placed in that role, now, let's say if it's 100 dudes behind you, now you are up under the microscope of 100 different people. You got to deal with all types of different personalities. You have some that's going to be jealous of you, that's going to be looking for the first thing that you do wrong, going to be looking for what any and all faults that they can find in you so that they can make a scene and hype it up to try to knock you out your position, and because they want that position. Now, you also are responsible for everybody that's up under you. Everybody that's coming behind you, you are now responsible for them. Because the things that they do, the things that they say, and the direction that they go are based off of your leadership. Now, if you lead these dudes off the edge of a cliff, it's not their fault, it's your fault. Because they following protocol. They following the chain of command of the person who's supposed to be over them, the person who's supposed to be leading them. They're following his command. So if his command is erroneous and boo-boo, and you lead the whole group over a cliff, it's your fault, homie. It's your fault. When it's good, it's good. You can get the credit for it. But when it's bad, and you also will get the blame for it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, such and such said. Well, such and such said. Whether it may be good or whether it may be bad, such and such, whoever that such and such person may be, he or she said. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to throw the girls in there too. But anyway, so like I say, man, you have to be fully equipped, man. You have to be fully equipped when it's your turn to step up. And a lot of times, you might be thrust in that position and you're not ready because it fell that way. Hey, it's on you. Next up, hey, you got to run this now. So you have to be ready at all times. Now, people used to ask me, Tune, are you a leader or a follower? And I used to tell them all the time, homie, I'm an individual. And they like, what you mean? You got a leader, follower? I mean, you're an individual. What that mean? And I would tell them, I would say, homie, I tell you I'm an individual is because I'm a person that knows when to lead, and I also know when to follow. Because I know it come a time to lead, as well as it comes a time to follow. So with me saying I'm an individual, I'm letting you know I know when to lead and I know when to follow. You know what I'm saying? I know when to speak up. I know when to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? You learn these things when you go through enough stuff. So yeah, I'm an individual, homie. You know, individual. I ain't got a problem with following behind whoever's in command, nor do I have a problem with leading the troops if I have to. You know. So I'm saying all that to say that it goes back to a situation that happened in the Alabama prison system, man. In the Alabama prison system. I told you all the time, because of who I was, I used to get thrown in lockup a lot. Oh, man. If the Crips did some way on the other side of the prison, I might not have had anything to do with it, but because of the way the administration seen me, they were like, man, lock Tune up. Man, just lock him up. Now, I might get locked up for a day. I might get locked up for 20 days. I might get locked up for 20 months. I never knew. It would all fall back to, you know, what was going on, what happened. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they going to do their investigation. And the first thing, did Tune tell you to do it? Did Tune know anything about it? And if as one person said, yay, yeah, Tune, if my name came up in any little bit, then it was through with me. I was going to be gone for a year or better, at least. That's how they was treating me, y'all. That's how they was doing me. You know, it got so bad sometimes if in other prisons, if the Crip gang got into a real big altercation, they still was trying to look side eye for the wise guy. Me, you know what I'm saying? Do he, you know, man, no, man, I'm 50 miles away, you know? But anyway, that's how that go, man. That's how that go. And that's why I say heavy is the head that wears the crown, because when you the man, when you the one in that leadership position, all opposition is looking directly at you. All opposition is going to be looking directly at you. You know what I'm saying? Because the old term is, like it says, kill the head and the body will die. Kill the head and the body will die. Back in the day, in Cali prisons, I used to watch how the Mexicans played chess with the administration. They would always put someone else out, a dummy out, and had the administration thinking that he was the shot caller, he was the one. But in all actuality, it was the dude that was sitting way on this side, being real quiet. He was the man running things, and which to me was a good strategy. That was a good strategy. That was a good strategy. You know what I'm saying? If I would have had the leisure to adopt that type of strategy when I was in Alabama, I would have adopted that strategy. But I found myself over and over and over again being pressed because I could never a lot of times find someone that I could put into that type role. The few times I did it, but most times, boom. You know, they just didn't have the right demeanor. You have to have a certain type of demeanor about yourself when you're in a leadership role. You can't be out there acting a fool, jumping around, hopscopping and bopping and lipping and lopping, and just making a spectacle of yourself. No, that's not what leaders do. You're supposed to play the background. You got lieutenants, you got sergeants, you got whatever for any of the other little mundane, everyday shenanigans that go on. But when you are in that role, kick back, man. Be inconspicuous. You feel what I'm saying? You know? See everything that you can see, but speak on as less as you possibly can to others. You know? Now, when you're dealing with your constituents, your people, your troops, your underlings, or whatever type name you want to put on them, then you deal with them in a certain type way. You talk your talk with them. But to everybody else, Just kick back, man, and check out the scene with a gangster lean, you know? So anyway, moving on to the situation that happened in prison one time that kind of, it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth because this is one of them times where I wanted to act out. But because of some other type politics that was going on, I didn't act out. This is what happened. We were in a prison when I tell you about this prison on the south side, you know what I'm saying? We was in West Jefferson. And on the south side, you know what I'm saying? I told you that was the dorm area where, you know what I'm saying? Everybody running around, doing what they do, whatever. So anyway, I cannot 100% remember what actually all took place to bring this confrontation about. But it was a confrontation basically between the Crips and the Muslims again, you know, and whatever other factions that they had riding with them. Because one thing about it, like the Muslims in Alabama, they holler Muslim on Monday, but they'll be gangbanging Friday, you know. So me at that time personally, I didn't pay a lot of attention to them cats because to me they was fake. You know what I'm saying? Now I ran across one or two ones that stuck to the, that really stuck to the whistle, the grind on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I watch, and no matter what they did, they was always about they Muslim stuff. But when I say about they Muslim stuff, I mean like they was going to services. They they carried themselves in a certain type way. They dressed in a certain type way. They spoke in a certain type way, and like I said, they carried themselves in a certain type way that you would look for these Muslims that be in prison to carry themselves. You know, it was a few like that, but on a whole, on a majority, most of them were just doing something. Most of them were just filling themselves out, just dibble dabbling in something. Because a lot of the Crips that became Muslims, next thing you know, within a matter of time, they back over here cripping. You know what I'm saying? I used to see the same thing in Cali prison. They back over here cripping or doing whatever they doing. So, me personally, I didn't pay a lot of attention to what they had going on. Whatever. But it was a situation that happened on the south side with one of my little partners, man. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was a Crip. He claimed 6-0. Now I told y'all before, in Alabama, 6-0s are the biggest Crips sets in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? They probably in like all the different cities, they probably got a faction of the 6-0s there. So within the prison system, it's a lot of 6-0s. Right behind them would be the Hoovers. You know what I'm saying? And behind them would probably be the Playboy Gangsters, and behind them would just be a mishmash of all type of different, different sets, they were claiming. But anyway, even though at the end of the day, I was the end all. I ain't gonna say end all. I'm gonna say that as one person, I held more rank than anybody as far as the Crips went. But now, different places, we would have different situations sometimes to where, okay, all the 6-0s only want to be governed by the 6-0s. They want their own shot callers, they want their own whatever. Okay, and the same thing with the Hoovers, they might want their own shot callers that's only a Hoover. It was like that a lot with the Playboys, you know what I'm saying, different places. They wanted to be governed by other Playboys. So, and it would happen sometimes in different prisons, to whereas when that would happen, okay, true enough, they were doing their own government. They would go out, they would have their own meetings, you know what I'm saying? They would still rub elbows and interact with the other Crips, but they would have their own meetings, you know what I'm saying, come up with their own whatever. Now, no matter what, still at the end of the day, my thing was, okay, cool. If that's what you're doing, do it. But now, if they got too rambunctious, just doing too much out of line stuff, if they got too rambunctious and they were just doing too out of line stuff. Excuse me, I'm repeating it because somebody was trying to call. Then I would say something. I would speak up on it. I would say something. You know, hey man, what's going on, man? Wham. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we would speak it out, talk it out, and try to find out what was going on. Okay, in this situation that took place, one of the homies that was claiming 6-0, he got into it with a Muslim guy. I'm not gonna say his name either. He got into it with a Muslim guy, and what exactly they got into it about, I don't know. I don't know. If I ever did know, I can't remember years and years ago, but it was about whatever. Now, this guy that the homie got into it with, he had been known to have, I don't know, several run-ins with Crips. What was it about? Why was it? Boom, boom, boom. But to me, he just didn't like Crips. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, you know, that was his thing. But when the homie got into it with him, it had reached me. It came to me like, man, Toon, hey man, such and such man got into it with such and such. So anyway, hold on. All right, Foundation. I know it. I know on the video it looked like I'm still just been talking, or I'm going to something else. But no, I had to check out for a minute and make some phone calls on something that was coming across the screen that was very important. So it's like about a 15-20 minute interval. Now I'm back. Anyway, if I can remember exactly where I left off at, if I can remember. But anyway, I'm trying to. But I was telling you about how sometimes the different factions, dang, I put the hat on that way. But I was telling you sometimes, this is why people be thinking I'm bald-headed, because I always got my hair up under the hat. But anyway, yeah, back to this. But anyway, sometimes the different factions, if they was deep enough on the yard, they wanted to govern themselves. So this is one of them times when the 6-0s on the yard was governing themselves. But still in all, if anything was to happen with the Crips, it still was going to come across my desk. I still was going to hear about it, you know what I'm saying? And boom. And no matter what, I still had somewhat of a say-so in whatever took place in the Crip regime. So anyway, one of the homies had got into it with this Muslim cat. They passed words, however it happened. I don't know how it happened or what it was about. But when it came to me, they like, Toon, man, the homie such and such, man, got into it with that fool, man, such and such, and da. So I'm like, I'm like, well, what's it about? We don't know. I'm like, all right. So, you know, what's going on? They supposed to fight, I think. I'm like, oh, are they? I'm like, all right. So now the two individuals that are involved, I'm like, okay, all right. Let's see how this go. If I can remember it right, though I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I try to keep my facts in order and keep everything straight. But now, if I can remember it right, whatever they got into about, we went down to Blacktop. Now, going down to Blacktop, it's like you got 4 or 5 big dorms. Then you got the Blacktop, cement top, basketball court, dip bar, pull-up bar, and all of those stuff. So we'll just say going down to Blacktop. So we going all the way down to Blacktop to the last dorm at the end. That's where a lot of people were the second to the last dorm. But that's where, you know, they had what was called the Thunderdome. The Thunderdome in the back. That's where a lot of the get-downs took place, in the back. So, you know, they went down that way, and the Muslim dude, he wasn't no scary type dude. You know what I'm saying? He'd get down. You know what I'm saying? He'd get down. He was a fighter. So when they got back there, when I arrived, you know what I'm saying, everybody was sectioned off. I'm not really sure who all was riding with the Muslim guy. I don't know. So I talked to the homie though. I'm like, cuz, man, what's up, man? This fool, man, woo, wow, wham. I'm like, okay, so y'all finna get down or whatever. Yeah. All right, cool. Both parties agreed to get out. Both parties agreed to handle their business. They lock up. King, I'm already knowing. Okay. Anyway, they do what they doing. Boom. In the process of the fight, the homie got hit in the eye. A nice one. I'm talking about. I heard it. I'm talking about a straight arm all the way, catch it at the end where all the power at. Bam. Oh. Timeout. Flag on the play. The blow really kind of incapacitated the homie to where because of his eye, he just, he was through. Messed his eye up kind of tough, messed his eye up. All right, cool. We broke it up. All right, cuz that's it. We gonna leave that alone. The little Muslim dude, he went his way. We and the homie, we went our way. We was gonna leave it at that. After, he went his way and the homie went his way, I go to the Muslim guy and I ask him, I'm like, this over with, man. Boo, boo, boo. Y'all, cool. Whatever y'all got out about, whatever was about, you know what I'm saying, y'all fault, and it's through. He was like, yeah, he looked me in my face and was like, yeah, man, I ain't tripping on that no more, man. Yeah. And I'm like, y'all cool, y'all through? And his words, yeah, we cool, we through. You know what I'm saying? That was that. Unbeknownst to me, he turned right back around. Now, to me, this was some coward stuff to me. He turned right back around and sent word down the block, down the hallway, up where the living areas are in the cells, to some of his partners. That was into this Muslim thing with him. And I don't know exactly what he said to him. I don't know exactly what picture he painted to them, but it was the way they came out, it was along the lines that he was in dire need of help. That's the only way I could see it, the way they came out, on some trip type stuff. So anyway, I believe it was the next day. Either it was later on that same day or it was the next day. I can't really remember. But now, I believe his second in command with this little Muslim thing, he came out and he had about maybe 3 more cats with him. If I'm not mistaken, I think he might have had three or more cats with him. Oh no, up to 3. I think he had about 3 cats with him. But anyway, so now when the dude that just had the fight with the homie seen his people, he just hit the switch. Hit the switch, turned into a whole different type animal. You know what I'm saying? He was talking respectful and this and this, But now when he get this back up and gets the people, he just exploded. What? Unbeknownst to me, now all of a sudden he wants to fight again. Now he was just saying he was through. But now he want to fight again. That's how some people are. Now, I wasn't privy to all this at first. It came to me a little bit later after they was already going down the blacktop. Now, the homie eye messed up. He really can't even see out his eye. So now, finally, somebody had came to me and say, Toon, man, such and such going down there to fight. I'm like, fight for what? Man, that stuff happened yesterday. And I thought they was through with that. So I jump up. Now, when I jump up, I'm going down the blacktop. I got about 6, 7 Crips with me. But now we going down this blacktop. We get to the big dorm where they supposed to get down there. So by the time I get into the dorm and get back there, it's some talking going back and forth. So I'm like, man, I thought and I tell myself, because I thought this was over with. I thought just yesterday you were saying it was cool. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all fought, it's over with, da. Now, but he don't, no, we gonna fight again. And woo, man, we gonna fight. Huh? Because he got his back up here now. Needless to say, they probably was heated. They probably had some knives. But to be honest with you, in all actuality, we had some too. Now, it was no more than 4 or 5 of them. And to be all the way correct with it, it was about 12 or 13 of us. But now I'm not with the Rat Pack. You know what I'm saying? Two men gonna get down head up, then that's what it's gonna be, a head up, get down, win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying? But now at the end of the day, I'm still Crip. But now my thing was, I was letting them know, man, the homie can't fight. He can't fight. His eye messed up. The Muslim dude didn't want to have no type of remorse for that, knowing that the homie eye messed up. He wanted to try to show out. He wanted to do a little something. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell you, them Muslims in prison that I ran into in Alabama, man, they wasn't on no real Muslim type stuff. They was on some gang bang bully type stuff. So now, because the Quran, they speak on peace and all this other stuff. They wasn't with none of that. Which, they ain't had to be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But now my thing was, okay, look. The homie can't fight. He can't get out. He can't get out. So now dude is just adamant, he's real adamant about he want to fight. Which at this time is rubbing me all the way the wrong way. But now, like I tell you, I ain't with no Rat Pack and stuff, but now you just ain't finna just do what you want to with the game. Period. You feel what I'm saying? Because I will, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, on something like, cuz, attack! Point blank. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got the numbers. Yeah, let's get them. But I'm trying to really just, decipher and differentiate what's going on, how this going on. So now, out of all the Crips that was there, at least 6 of them was claiming 6-0. At least. Now, this is what kind of handcuffed me, because this is during the time of we governing ourselves. We 6-0. We doing what we want to do. We governing ourselves. Okay, do tell. So now, the dude made a statement that really rubbed me the wrong way and pissed me off, but it was a gangster statement, though. It really was. Because the dude say, well, look, man, if your homie can't fight, have somebody else step in for him. What? If your homie can't fight, have somebody step in for him. Now, to me, that was an outright open challenge to every Crip that was standing there. But, because that's how I took it. Because I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to take the fight up. Straight up. I wanted to take it up bad. But my thing was, okay, y'all want to govern yourselves. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all don't want me or other Crip sets to tell y'all what to do. This is what y'all want to do on your own. Okay, well, if that's the case, your homie right here, that's a 6-0, got a messed up eye. He being challenged. Y'all see he can't really get down. So why won't none of other one of y'all step up? And it was some big dudes there at the time. One dude in particular, I just knew in my heart and in my mind, he was going to take the fight up. But he didn't. I'm not going to say his name. Big dude, my size. Hitting all line. Didn't open his mouth. So I'm looking around. I'm like, dang, cuz. Man, all you 6-0s, ain't nobody going to fight. Ain't nobody going to get down. Huh? But y'all want to govern yourselves. Okay. So when it didn't, when none of his other so-called homeboys that was claiming what he was claiming stood up, he like, man, I fight, man. I just got to fight. Needless to say, he went on, he got in the mix again. He got tore out the frame. I ain't gonna lie, boy. Man, look. Man, boy. I was hurt. I was upset. I was beside myself. I'm looking at the snakeism that was in it, because this dude had just looked me in my face. I went to him. I went to his bed area and looked him in his face and asked him, is it over with? Is everything squashed? And the dude looked me in my face and said, man, Tune is over with, it's squashed. But that was because he was out there by himself. So yeah, he said that to me. But now turn around, when his help got there, he turned into Optimus Prime. Homie, I'm bad if I'm with somebody or if I'm without somebody. I'm gonna be me. If I tell a person to their face that it's over with like a man, no matter how much help I get the following day or the same day, I'm gonna be a man still and say, look, I already said that it's over with. I'm not gonna wait till I get a bunch of backup and try to turn and jump tough. But now everybody ain't cut like me. Everybody ain't cut like me, you know? Anyway, needless to say, the homie got whooped again. None of his so-called 6-0s that was standing there even, I'm talking about even batted an eyelash to get down. I'm like, okay, y'all want to govern yourselves? There you go. You just got one of your own tore out the frame and y'all ain't doing spit about it. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up. Because we had been getting into it real, and the reason why I was so adamant about that is because we had been getting into some real big arguments lately about everybody wanting to do their own thing. And y'all know I come from an environment to where, it's structure. But they had been really, no, we ain't, man, no, man. Can't nobody tell them what to do if they ain't this and that and da-da-da-da-da. Cool. All right, now, this your first test. What y'all gonna do? Nothing. Not a thing. Not a thing did they do. Not spit. Now, a person might say, well, Tune, if it wasn't like that, it wouldn't have went like that. I ain't gonna even lie. If they wouldn't have been on that, they want to do their own thing type get out, and we would have been all together as one, man, boy, look at it. It would have been smoke in the city in the back of that dorm. Because I'd have made every last one of my people attack. All of them. Get them. We ain't taking no losses like that. But they want to do their own thing. Not up under my jurisdiction. I did go down there and check it out. And that's what happened. You know how you say, man, you took a black eye? They took a black eye, literally. But now, that's how that thing goes sometimes, man, when you have a whole lot of different factions and fractions want to do this and that. That's one of the things that's kind of like holding a lot of the homies in the Cali system back. You got all these different cars now. You got the gangster car, the in-hood car. You got the Watts car, the Compton car, the West LA car, the Long Beach car, the San Diego car. You know what I'm saying? The inland, the IE car, San Bernardino car, all these different, the up north car, all these different, and at any given time, if one of them cars want to go left, they gonna go left. If one of them want to go right, they gonna go right. And it leaves a lot of room for a lot of chaos to infiltrate. You know what I'm saying? But you live and you learn. You live and you learn, man. That's one of them things, man. Anytime you have a large group of people and you don't have a chain of command, a structure, a protocol, you gonna always have chaos. You gonna always have chaos, man. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. It's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53, man. And at the end of the day, man, stay above ground. Stay above ground, y'all. I represent the gangsters. The Avalon gangsters. Peace. I'm out.
Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Ain't nobody gangsta boogie. 4, 2, 1, man. 4, 2, 1, man.